So there you saw our launch video for the Omni rig that's coming out this August. We shot that on the Hero 4 Black, connected to the Omni rig, 100% shot. How many of you guys shot VR with a GoPro before? Okay, cool. How many of you seen content shot on GoPro before through, VR means or elsewhere? Okay, good. Good. So Omni is an evolution of several years' work, and actually of some of the people that are in this room. Omni, we were this fundamental technology of Omni was really developed back in 2011, 2012. It's based off of 3D sync technology. Omni is a technological masterpiece, in our humble opinion, in the regard that it has true camera sync. So we have multiple cameras. An issue where you have on other rigs that are just sort of 3D printed together is you're going to have shutter issues, temporal sync issues, and major sync issues. So what happens there is you get incredibly high quality, true sync footage all the way down to the pixel. And so that reduces about 30% of your post-production time and produces imagery like you see here. So based off of 3D sync technology, we were able to create 2D arrays, more like bullet time. And back in 2012, we already built our first prototype, and we've been experimenting with it since then. And what was really exciting for us is we're like, is there a marketplace for this? Is there a home for this? And we were just sort of experimenting, and we saw that the professionals were really utilizing it and hacking systems on their own. We realized we have something special here, and it's something we want to experiment with. And so now today you have the Omni rig, and if you look to your right over here, the gentleman with the mustache and the glasses is responsible for the development of these products, and incredibly knowledgeable, and Andrew next to him is a great partner by his side bringing this all together. So if you guys have awesome questions or funny anecdotes, he is the guy you want to chat with. And so from that, we were able to kind of expand the technology more, and we worked with the Odyssey rig, which is the longer kind of pizza pie system over there. It's no joke that we brought pizza with us, because, I want pizza in my pie. This system, I promise I'll never make a joke again. And that system has the same, you see the orange pieces, that's our sync backpack, that's the fundamental technology. And that system is a panostereoscopic system. We're partnered with Google in order to produce incredible content, and if you go over to the Gear VR headsets, you can watch some content we shot with that earlier this year. It's an incredible system and really sort of fundamental to the workflow and the experimentations we're having here. And when we talk about the technology and talk about kind of our ecosystem, I think that's what kind of gives us a lot of opportunity in the creative space. Like something like this, in a way, is an experimentation in content creation. We never put it on someone's head at this point. We never had it on someone's back and doing a backflip. There's a lot of technical post-production workflow challenges that are inherent with that. And with the right amount of time, with the right amount of post-production, we're able to create interesting content. And I think that really puts us in a really unique position in that we've had years to experiment with it, and we just keep getting better and better with how to play something off. Like this moment is just incredible to watch. And when you think about the opportunities that exist with creating a space, an environment for people to immerse themselves in, it's not just novelty. There's really intrinsic, interesting storytelling opportunities here. And so with various partnerships with Google, with Facebook, with others, we're kind of challenging the way you tell stories in this space. And that kind of brings me to our ecosystem. With GoPro, been around for several years. You've got mounts, you've got accessories, you've got cool little doodads to go with your camera, which all kind of fit within how our camera systems work. But we also have a really amazing software ecosystem. And with our color acquisition, and if you guys have the Color Eyes app, it's now GoPro VR. We have content that's displaying that we're uploading almost daily. And we have a giant team working on this content. And with color, they're really challenging the bounds of how to tell stories in this space. When you think about free viewpoint, when you think about something called overcapture. Has anyone heard overcapture before, that term? Overcapture essentially is you're capturing your entire space, you're capturing the VR space, and within that you have a window, and you can capture and zoom in on any space to tell a better story. So we can almost gamify these videos using Unity programs and making more immersive experiences for people. And so with color, they're really challenging the ability of software for the average user, for the professional, to experiment with these means of how to tell better stories. And soon you'll be seeing an update from them, which are going to very drastically encourage the way people tell stories here. And then the next thing. So with the content partners, with Facebook, we just had a piece that came out most recently, about 2 weeks ago. Really fantastic event. We were out in China over the Great Wall. Jeb Corliss, who is a wingsuit flyer, you might have seen him in some commercials and some Michael Bay shows, or television from films, excuse me. He jumped out of a helicopter 3,000 feet above the wall, flew 120 miles an hour, and hit a target the size of an apple. And with that, we had an opportunity to shoot some content with him. And Lee is going to do us a solid and show us some of that content as well.
My name's Jeb Corliss, and I'm here to do the biggest mega stunt of my career. It's called the human arrow. And I'm going to be jumping out of a helicopter about 2,000 feet above that tower on the Great Wall of China. And I'm going to fly this direction at about 120 miles an hour as I go over the edge of the cliff behind us. The one great thing about this particular stunt is we're shooting it in 360 virtual reality, meaning you're going to get to experience the stunt yourself.
And so, an opportunities like that.
My name's Jeb Corliss, and I'm
Hi, Jeb.
here to
How's
do
it going, man? Good to see you. I just spent a week with him. It was a great time. And I got horribly sick at the same time. China, an opportunity like this only comes around every couple of years. Jeb does several stunts in China doing amazing wingsuit opportunities. And when an opportunity like this comes up, we just have to go full bore, lean in to the technology and what's possible. And so this was shot on our Omni rig. You can tell in close proximity, very few stitching errors, quick turnaround time. We got this done in less than 2 days. And not only this, but along with the VR piece, which we'll have a longer piece coming out on Facebook soon, we did this live, not on VR, but the technology is there. And when I think about the opportunities for us, live VR is definitely on the plate, and the technology is going to get smaller. It's going to get better. Our components are going to get smaller. Everything is sort of on the table when you think about what the opportunity is to tell stories like this that you had trouble telling even with GoPros 10 years ago. We can tell an entire space, and people can keep watching these experiences and find little Easter eggs and find moments to jump deeper into the story. I'll be around, interspersed without. We've got Odyssey and Omni over in the corners, as well as 4Gear VRs, which I highly encourage you to take a look at and look at the content. Again, my name's Kevin. I really appreciate you guys being here. Really excited for the turnout, and thanks a lot, guys.
Quick question first.
Of course.
We can do a little mini Q&A here. So, adventure sports are clearly in GoPro's DNA, and this is just awesome stuff. With the evolution to VR and filming things in stereoscopic and 360 degrees, does that take GoPro into more addressable areas, or are you seeing filmmakers do interesting things with it? I guess they're all kind of out there beta testing as we're all learning this. What are you seeing them do with it beyond your kind of core areas?
It's interesting because my group specifically, we're sort of the use case generators, as Tim affectionately put it once. Like, we'll take it out and throw it 300 feet and hit a rock, and then he'll make it a better system to compensate. So yes, our products sometimes are kind of catered and designed for those sort of experiences. But here, actually, right now, you can see some content that was more of an art piece that we did on New York, shot on Odyssey, and we've seen some interesting stuff kind of come out of the Hollywood sphere of people who are trying to tell on more traditional narratives. We're very much focused in documentary, and we had a piece come out with rhinos. We were saving a rhino, and he was being relocated from a poaching area to a safe space. And no one jumped off of mountains, nothing exploded, but it was a really intimate, engaging piece where you had a rhino within inches of your face. And a way to have people engage with your characters and your subject matter. I think that's what sets VR apart.
Yeah, and it really is kind of changing the art of storytelling, and people are out there learning it as we go. So it's an exciting time. You guys are doing some cool stuff, so keep it up. Please join me in thanking Kevin.
Thanks, guys.